It began at 6 p.m. yesterday evening in the Marquee with the NCR warm-up team, the kids from Tredegar Park, Wolfpack FC, core name, Charity of the Day, Newport Veterans, and your choice of songs in the Euro Request Disco. 7:45 in the compede with Stephen, Chris and myself getting into position. Right here, we're live at the Neon. Right now, it's an all-new Look Back in Amber with me, Luke, as your host.
Broadcasting in digital stereo, online, on your mobile phone, and on your home devices.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
So, Stephen, talk to me about Salford.
Yeah, well, Salford, going into this game, they were third in League 2 after 3 games. The highest position after 3 games they've had since their promotion in 2019. They won their last match at home to Crewe, and they were unbeaten so far, 1-2, drawn 1. They'd yet to concede a goal in League 2, and it was their best start to a season again since promotion in 2019.
So, Newport County come up against an informed side.
Absolutely, yeah.
They changed their manager as well over the season. Do you think that's had an impact this
season?
Season?
I think so, and I think they've gone slightly different with the way they're doing things this summer. They've gone kind of with a smaller squad, less transfers as well. So, yeah, kind of similar to what Newport County wanted to do.
Newport County's lineup yesterday evening was Nick Townsend in goal, Cameron Norman, James Clark, Vic Demetriou as a back three. Cameron Norman moved to the right side as centre-back. Aaron Lewis and Adam Lewis, not to be confused there. Stephen, you as a commentator, did you find that a bit challenging last night?
No, it was fine. Yeah, I was up with all the Lewises on the pitch. Yep.
James Waite, Sam Bowen, Scott Bennett as a midfield three with Lewis Collins and Omar Bogle up front. You was in the compete stand with me yesterday alongside King of the Commentary, Chris Chappell. Should we hear what happened yesterday evening as Newport County took on Salford?
Let's do it.
The heat wave is over and the rain is back. And Newport County fans here at Rodney Parade will be hoping, after their side somewhat wilted in the summer sunshine, will be hoping that their side can pick up some more points after just one from the first 9 leaves them third bottom in the early League 2 table. It's Newport County against Salford City, side who themselves have struggled to maintain promotion challenges since they came up from the National League 3 years ago. Chris Chappell here on commentary alongside a man who'll be, I'm sure, dancing through the puddles should County get off the mark this evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chris. Yep, I've been dancing all the way here, doing a bucket collection as well. And, hopefully this change in the weather will bring a change of fortune for Newport County. 22nd in League 2 at the moment, lowest position for 7 years. Salford, on the other hand, are in the highest position, and they've made their best start to a season since promotion. So, yeah, it's not going to be an easy one for County tonight, is it?
Left-hand side, cross comes in, it's away by Clark, good skill from Hendry, and his shot goes just wide of the right post. Quarter of an hour in, and Salford go close again. So Ibo Toure over this free kick. The Gambia international played in the quarter-final of the Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year against Cameroon. Left forward, Toure whips it with his left foot. It cleared the wall and it just cleared the crossbar as well. But midway through this first half, another moment of danger for Newport County. Salford again, but it remains 0-0.
So really well hit free kick one there. He just couldn't kind of get it up and over, could he really? But yeah, another dangerous moment from Salford.
From one side to the other, Mickey Demetriou trots over and signals for the towel once again.
By the time they do all this, Salford will have set up to defend it. Sometimes they just want to go quick.
Yeah. Well, this will be like a cross from Demetriou, left-hand side. It's towards the near post, flicked on. Bogle controls the ball, fires a low shot, and it deflects just wide of the post. Unlucky for Omar Bogle, so close to his second goal of the season. Deflection off Watson, the goalkeeper King had gone the other way, and luckily for Salford, just wide.
I take it all back, that was a brilliant move.
Bogle closes down Nate, quickly gets it across to Theo Vassell. Salford patiently playing the ball across the back line. And Bolton with the 1-2. Gets clear down the right. Steps in field once more. Left-footed shot is low and into the bottom corner. And the best player in Salford Red tonight has scored the opening goal at Rodney Parade. Superb football. County just couldn't get near them. And Bolton with a swift 1-2. He was away. And on his weaker left side, the former Manchester City youngster drilled the ball low into the bottom left corner beyond the dive of Nick Townsend. County 0, Salford 1.
Well, yeah, we did say he was the main threat, didn't we? And we said that he might get some success, and that's exactly what happened. Brilliant run from him. Like you said, County just didn't get near him, and a really nice finish as well. Gives Salford the lead, and you probably deserve it overall as well, to be honest.
And the Exiles chasing the ball again. Bolton's got away from Adam Lewis with a deft little flick in behind the wing-back. Gets to the byline, crosses it low, and it's come off Cam Norman, and the ball has skidded into the back of the net. Bolton gets the celebration, and it looks like Cam Norman with the decisive touch that just sliced it past Townsend at his near post. For the second season running, County score an own goal here for Salford City after Finnazaz did so back in January. Well, desperation for County now.
Well, it's like history repeating itself, isn't it? Another good run. And unfortunately Adam Lewis is coming off now for Will Evans. I think Jim Robury wanted to make that change. He's seen any problem over on that left-hand side. You know, he's an intelligent man. Just a shame that he couldn't make the sub earlier. It might have prevented the second goal. But the way Bolton's been playing, he's been finding those spaces all throughout the game, hasn't he? And he's been Salford's main threat all night, really, hasn't he?
Ryan Welsh turns in midfield, looks forward, gives it to Wake. Looks forward now. Norman down the right-hand side. First time pass, skips off the shoulder of Toure, and it comes across the area, and it's prodigious wide by Collins. Oh, so close for County. Corner from out on the left-hand side, whipped in under the crossbar. It's hit defender, come back, blocked on the line, and it's gone in. Scott Bennett had the effort. It took a deflection, and Newport County has scored. We're not sure who got the final touch, but with just less than 20 minutes on the clock, Newport County are back in the game. The Exiles have made it Newport 1, Salford 2.
I'm not really sure who got on the end of that.
Well, I think Bennett had the shot, but I don't know if it deflected in. But that spell of pressure has just come up with a goal, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just what they needed. You can hear it. The fans are back on side. You've got to say, maybe the momentum is with County at the moment.
74 minutes played now. County on the up. They've got the goal. It's 2-1. Can they get a second? Aaron Lewis floats the ball into the area from the free kick. Headed out to the edge of the box. Finding again. Deflected. And Bogle's there to slide it over the line. I think it was Bennett again who fired the shot into the box. And incredibly, a listless Newport County who were going nowhere at half-time. James Robury's changed it up, switched formation, introduced new legs, new faces, and 2 goals in 3 minutes. It's all square. County 2, Salford City 2.
Unbelievable scene here. Even got me up off my feet. Wow, brilliant. They've got themselves back into this when it looked like they were out of it. Credit Jim Robury for the changes that he's made. It's paid off. So now they go on and get a winner.
Another corner from the right, in towards the near post, and the header comes in, and it's flown into the corner from the substitute, Ryan Leake. And just as County had level, and we're looking to push on again, they've let Salford City back into it. And the corner kick finds the head of Ryan Leake, and it's Newport County 2, Salford 3.
Yeah, they've just kind of got themselves back into the game over the last couple of minutes, haven't they? And then, really disappointing for County to go and concede from a set piece. There's only, 7 minutes to go. I would have settled for a 2-all draw.
Bolton on the right once again. Good delivery in towards Hendry. The header comes in. It's on target, but Townsend saves. Near the centre circle, Mariah Welsh tries to get it away from Ryan Watson. Chips it down the left wing for Ball. Cross comes in low. It's behind everyone. Bennett's there, and a left-footed shot goes over the top. That was the chance. He had to come back towards the ball, wrapped his left foot around it, and just got underneath it too much.
Yeah, that was the moment,
that was
wasn't it? You probably wanted it to fall to somebody else rather than Scott Bennett, really, wouldn't you? But I think that was the last chance, wasn't it, really?
Thrown deep into Salford territory, but that's it. The whistle blows for full time, and although it is a 7th home league defeat in a row, it was almost a valiant point for Newport County, that dead and buried with 18 minutes to go, 2-0 down after a quick-fire double just after half-time. James Rowbury made drastic changes, falling off Adam Lewis, who's having a bit of a nightmare up against the Salford right wing-back Luke Bolton, who scored one and made the second. Scott Bennett fired high into the Salford net to bring County back into it before he fired the ball across the box for Omar Bogle to slide over the line, and with 2 goals in just over 3 minutes, it was 2-2, and the atmosphere was electric here, but County couldn't defend a corner just 8 minutes later from the right hand side, and the substitute Ryan Leake headed Salford back in front. County drop into the bottom 2, but I think some credit has to go to James Rowbury for his changes that really got Newport back into the game when it was heading nowhere during that second half. A frustrating scoreline in the end, but definite positives to take forward in this early part of the season. We're still in August, and although County 23rd in League 2 after tonight's scoreline, there's something to build on. Final score, Newport County 2, Salford City 3.
Thank you to Stephen and Chris for that. So close but yet so far for Newport County yesterday evening. After the game, we heard from a rather downbeat James Rowbury, so let's hear what he had to say.
Yeah, probably not our best performance first half at all. We didn't really show our bravery with the ball that we probably needed to do, but we've come in half time with a clean sheet, gone 2-0 down, and then I've got to say I feel it's our fans then that push us on to get us to 2-2, and it's just sicking off a set play to concede that goal. So credit to our fans tonight, they were amazing for us and really pushed us.
And your changes as well, because that brings it back to 2-2. You did switch it around a little bit at the back, didn't you?
Yeah, we switched it a little bit. Disappointed with conceding the 2 goals on that side of the pitch that we did, so we just tweaked it a little bit to try and get more body centrally, but then we still got to defend better in those moments.
Yeah, it's a set piece, it is. That must have disappointed.
Yeah, it's really poor. It's really poor from us. It's not that those elements of that are not acceptable.
There were a few raised voices in the dressing room we heard. I mean, that's natural, I guess, when you work so hard to get level and come away with nothing.
Yeah, they care, and they care because I care, we care, because we want this team to do well and we believe it does. People will say, well, I ain't sure at the moment, but I'm sure, and I believe in it. I believe what we're trying to do. Certain elements of it today, this first half weren't exactly at our best, but we come in with a clean sheet at half time, which is important. But what we've got to do now, and it's a cliche, we've got to work hard now this week and to win Saturday.
Because you showed at Luton, I mean, you've certainly got or you've certainly got the quality in your locker to get results.
Yes, I do believe we have,
and
we will.
And once that first win or the first league win comes, do you feel that will kickstart a run?
Yeah, I believe so. We believe in what we're trying to achieve. The lads believe in it. They've just fronted that up in there themselves, and there's a huge care to what we're trying to do. So we've got to try and put things right. We've got to put things right.
And on to Tranmere, a home game now.
Yeah, another home game which we need to win.
It's the frustrating part. I've not watched them back, but the winner looked similar to Walsall. The first was similar to Bradford coming in. Is that the frustrating part from the coaching point of view?
Yeah, for sure. Because we work on it, we show it, we examine it, and the thing is that all I think about is football, and that's a frustrating thing. And we're trying to do the right thing, and at some point it will fall into place. I have no doubt about it. I believe in what we're trying to achieve. I've got an amazing fan base that I can't speak highly enough today in how they supported us, and they for me have got us over that line with their attitude to support us late on. And I can understand their frustrations at some points as well, because I'm on their side on certain things as well. So we've got to work hard. We've got to work hard to try and get the result that we need.
And obviously mistakes happen in this sport, but was the work with the ball, that's probably the poorest I've seen from your side in possession.
First half for sure. Thought we got a bit better second half. First half we need to be a lot better. We weren't brave enough. We tried to go in a little bit more direct, and then maybe we just needed to be braver at times.
Oz, is he similar to? He was always touch and go.
We were waiting on a second scan for Oz, so I'm fearful of it, to be honest, with Oz. Yeah, so yeah.
Leg white. Would you?
It's on his tendon, so it's on the second scan. Something's come back, so I need clarification on that, which I'll know more on Friday in that press conference.
Sorry, which tendon? Sorry, where?
And his hamstring.
Okay. Yeah, and that obviously impact, I would have thought, in your dealings.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, but I've got a very supportive board, a very supportive chairman, who's very understanding, who knows what we're trying to achieve. So that will hopefully we'll be able to do something to make us stronger with Oz being out.
Aaron and Robbie, are they just niggles or?
Yeah, I think we're waiting on the second scan for the first scan on Robbie and Aaron as well. So I'm hoping they could be back for next week. I thought that with us.
You said that the fans stuck with you tonight. I mean, the message being just keep believing.
Yeah, I keep believing in what we're trying to do. It's something that we believe in. I believe in the lads. It's just we just need that first win. We need that first win, and I look at other teams that got success last year. I think it was it Exeter lost X amount of games or won 1 in 6, and then was it Bristol Rovers lost 6 in 8? Was it?
They were a decent
and then I don't know if that was the actual facts, but I think I read that somewhere. But
there's a long way to go.
There's a long way to go, and I think it's not too bad having that bit of adversity now, because then it'll stand us in good stead for hopefully later on. But I just keep believing in what we're trying to achieve.
You did show plenty of fight this evening. That must be a positive at least.
Yeah, a definite positive. They show after we went 2-0 down, they showed the character, but we shouldn't have gone 2-0 down. But then we started to show a bit more bravery with the ball when we've gone 2-0 down. So it's time for me to just try and digest this tonight. Work on a performance for Saturday.
Saturday can't come quick enough, can it?
I wish it was tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Newport County manager James Roby there speaking after his side lost 3-2 to Salford City. Stephen, how you was that? Right next to me. What did you think of the game?
First half, I think Salford made a really good start. They set out their intentions to what they wanted to do. They got the ball wide to Bolton on the right, getting crosses in. You could see that he was getting the better of Adam Lewis on the right as the half went on. I think County created a couple of chances for themselves, but as the half went on, I think Collins, Aaron Lewis and Bogle had chances, didn't they? But you could see the County as the half went on, and Salford were like dominating possession and dominating the ball. They were getting really frustrated with themselves. You could see James Roby was getting frustrated. They were probably quite happy going in 0-0 at half-time. As James Robury said, they had a clean sheet at half-time. There's not many teams have done that against Salford this season. Only Swindon has managed to do it apart from us. Other than that, I think they've scored 3 goals in the first half this season. To go in 0-0 against Salford is no mean feat. Second half then, the inevitable happened. Bolton got the better of Lewis and Dimitri on the right. They couldn't really put a tackle in because they were both on yellow cards, so they didn't want to risk getting sent off probably. But you could see, as I said in the commentary, he was doing it, and eventually he was going to find those spaces and, cause us problems. The second goal then, you could see Robury wanted to make a change, but he couldn't do it until after the second goal was scored, which I said in the commentary. You could see that he was trying to make that change. Would that maybe have prevented the second goal? I don't know. But I got to give James Robury credit. He changed it around. He went to like a 4-3-3. He said he had more in the middle of the park, but what, for me, the biggest thing was Bogle was isolated up front all the time. Lewis Collins was dropping deep to win the ball, or to try and get the ball back, but Bogle was cutting a frustrated figure up front on his own. But then they brought on Will Evans, so they had Collins, Evans and Bogle up front, and that gave the Salford centre-backs something to think about, which meant that they dropped a bit off, and County they got themselves back into the game. They got the 2 goals, and then it was kind of like role reversal. Salford were all over the place. They couldn't put 2 passes together. They were getting frustrated. And he was thinking, come on, we can go on and win this now. But then, unfortunately, Salford had another little spell for about 5 minutes just before the goal where they created a couple of chances. And, it was a bit frustrating, really, to concede that goal with like 7 minutes to go. Bennett had a great chance towards the end, didn't he? And, disappointed to lose, but they showed some fight in that second half, and I think that was a real positive. My only thing I would say is maybe that fight should have been there from the first minute. But I thought Will Evans did well when he came on. Mariah Welsh looked good when he came on. I walked away from there, even though they lost, I didn't feel too bad about it. So what do you think?
I agree with everything you just said.
Thanks very much. We can disagree if you want.
We can. We might later on in the show. First half we were outshone, out-dominated, which isn't something you really get with the Newport County team. As you hear then in the press conference, Chris Kerwin, the fantastic journalist of the Argus, he said, and I think it's him being completely honest, saying that it was the poorest he's seen Newport County play into James Robury with
stats
possession
back
of the
it up
ball.
as well.
First half, Salford had 75 possession, 5 shots, 1 on target. They dominated.
283 passes to 91, 247 completed passes to 47. Dangerous attacks, 34-12 to Newport. I mean, they were just dominating. So,
what do you think the problem was in the first half?
I just think they were a really good side and they could keep the ball well. To me, they were kind of like the way I would like to see Newport County trying to play, with attacking wing backs. Do you know what I mean? Getting the ball into good areas, because like Torre over on the left, he's a good player as well. So I was kind of thinking that's kind of like a blueprint of how we would like to play. But they were obviously stopping us from playing, I suppose. Like James Robury said, if you've got the ball and the other team hasn't, then you that's the way you hurt them. So I think that's probably what it was, really.
In the second half, we see Nathan Mariah Welsh make his debut for Newport County. And when he came on for Sam Bowen, we see more of a switch to a 4-3-3.
And I think it worked. Definitely. I think James Waite was getting more forward as well. Sam Bowen, he's still relatively early in his Newport County career. He's obviously got talent. I think he's had a little bit of criticism, but I can remember Josh Sheehan getting a lot of criticism at one point, and he didn't turn out too badly in the end, did he, once he found his position? I was really admired the way he changed it to a 4-3-3. We haven't really seen him do that before, have we? We
haven't seen County play with the wingers. We've seen them play with wing backs, but not wingers, because it's always been 2 up front.
But that's what it did. Like I said, it occupied the 3 centre-backs of Salford, because when Bogle was on his own, there was 2 centre-backs around him, so it was always easy for them to win the ball back when County would. So there was no out ball for County, really, because if they were trying to play it up to him and he was losing the ball all the time, not through any fault of his own, he worked really hard. I thought he had a good game last night, but that kind of gave him a different problem to deal with.
Would you stick with the 4-3-3 as team sheets come out at 2 p.m. at Saturday afternoon?
I don't know. That's the big question, isn't it? What do you do? I think we'll come on to that a bit later, shall we?
We will. A notable absentee, and you hear James Robury say that Frandy Zanzalo up front, it was reported that he'd be touch and go for the game yesterday, but we're now waiting on a second scan. And James Robury said that's going to impact his dealings in the transfer market. How big of a miss is Randy Zanzala going to be?
Yeah, I think he is going to be a big miss. Him and Bogle looked like they were starting to form a bit of a partnership, didn't they? I mean, all right, we've got Lewis Collins there, we've got Will Evans who can play there. Yeah, I think he's got to go into the transfer market, to be honest.
He's talking about a Premier League striker on loan. Rob Street potentially coming back for the season. We know that James has good links with Ocean Roberts at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, could do. But I think maybe go for somebody in a similar sort of style to Zanzala. So you've got Bogle, haven't you, who's quite big up front. Preferably, if you could find one, I'd rather somebody with a little bit of experience to help Bogle out, because he's the only really experienced striker there at the moment. So, I'd rather maybe look around. I don't know what's around. So, you see, there might be somebody who was unhappy somewhere. Might want to, come on loan.
You mentioned in the commentary that you felt that we played a little bit too slow.
Took going 2-0 down for there to be any real urgency in the play. Once they kind of went 2-0 down and switched it, there was and I think what helped as well was having Norman out on the right in his more natural position. He started causing Salford problems from the right-hand side, kind of what Bolton was doing us on the other side of the pitch. We started to do to them with Norman. He was getting the crosses in, wasn't he? He's looking a much better option than what he was in the middle of a back three. So he can play there as well. And I think he was trying to do like the Matty Dolan role, play the balls about, which we seen him do towards the end of last season. He wasn't too bad doing it, but his position is wide right wing back, and that's where he's more effective than anything else.
Well, this Saturday we'll have more numbers, hopefully, in defence, as Declan Drysdale is back from a one-match suspension.
Yeah, it's just a one match, is it? Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
What would you do then at the back?
I'm
putting you under pressure here today, aren't I?
That's all right, man. That's okay.
It's no Lamsie, but I'm still asking the difficult questions.
You ask away, I don't mind. Yeah, I think I'd go with Clark, Drysdale and Dimitri.
Drysdale as the centre back and Clark on the right?
Yeah, Clark prefers, I think, going on the right-hand side, doesn't he? So,
is that you saying you'd start with a 3 on Saturday?
Yeah, I'd stick with the wing-backs, to be honest, even though the 4-3-3 worked, but then that was for that game. It might not work against Tranmere. But it's an option that we've got now, isn't it? He knows now if he wants to, he can go and do it, So.
Or could he have, I don't know, could he have it so when we're defending, it's a 5, but when we're in possession, it's a 4? And that tactical...
Yeah, he could do that.
Tweak.
Yeah, he could do. Yeah.
That could be like Will Evans on the left.
Yeah, do you think Adam Lewis will start as left back on
I don't know.
on Saturday?
I don't know.
I feel sorry for him a bit because he was up against a really good right wing back.
You could tell he's recently released from Manchester City. You could tell he's quality.
Really good. And I think Bolton will do that to quite a lot of left backs this season. I think, I mean, we saw it last season, didn't we? I think it was Bahambula. Yeah, that's it. I was getting his name wrong. Yeah, he totally murdered Ryan Haynes, didn't he, in one game? And it's not a stain on their ability as a player that when you're getting just outdone, but what maybe Robury should have done is changed it for the start of the second half.
Would you start Nathan Mariah-Welsh on the weekend? He came on, and for me, in his short cameo, he was by far the best player on the pitch. Looked full of energy whenever he had the ball. He looked up and looked to play forward.
Yeah.
Even tracking back defending, he looked good. He looked full of energy, full of running.
Yeah.
We need somebody like that, somebody who can set the tempo for the way the team play.
I think you're right. I think he did really well when he came on, didn't he? He got the team on the front foot. So
he scored 2 goals after he came on. I don't know whether he had a influence in that.
So, but I just think he was quite bright when he came on. When he what we needed, I think. But then who do you drop? Do you drop Bowen or do you drop Waite? Because I don't think Wildig's going to be back, or Wilmot. So.
Or do you have him for the Scotty Bennett role?
Oh, okay.
He came on for Sam Bowen.
Yeah, that's it. You don't really want to dent Sam Bowen's confidence too much either, really, do you? Because there was times last night in our first half, they looked like a team low on confidence. I think we said it to each other, didn't we, at half-time?
James Robury said in one of his press conferences, saying that Sam Bowen is young, he can't play every game, he hasn't got the ability to yet, he's still developing as a footballer and as an athlete as well. So
I think Robury's really good at, if he does, let's just assume that he does decide to make that change. I think he's really good at handling it with the players, making them see that they're part of a bigger picture as well. So I think, but I'd be quite happy to see Mariah Welsh in from the start. Why not?
Coming up this Friday is the Neon's Under-18 Summer Special Disco Party with inflatables this Friday. Doors open at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on the Neon's website.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
So I think the big question really is, where do we go from here? We've had a difficult start to the season, shall we say. There's a lot of grumblings around on social media, and I'm just going to ask the question, where do we go from here, Luke?
Well, a bad start doesn't mean everything. And I'll give you the stats as to why.
Okay.
James Roby even mentioned it in his post-match yesterday. Exeter last season won the first 6 games in all competitions. What did they end up doing?
Yeah.
They got promoted automatically.
Yeah.
Bristol Rovers, they won 4 of their first 12 in all competitions. What did they do last season?
Yeah.
Go up automatically. A bad start isn't everything, people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still early season. Transfer window's still open. He has said he wants a number 10. He did have 1 or 2 lined up, but they're injured, so he can't get them.
There's not much you can do about that, really. So.
We do need another striker, so whoever he brings in, he wants him in for Saturday, hopefully, so keep an eye out on social media for that one. But I think we just need to stick with him.
Absolutely.
If 10 games in, we're still where we are, then yes, maybe it's time to think about his position.
Really? Do you think so?
10 games in?
Yeah, I've seen a lot about that, see, because, if we're saying...
It's a hangover from last season, in my opinion. So
I think that's the
given
problem, isn't it? We lost the 5 home games last season. We've lost the first 2, so that obviously the county fans, they haven't seen a home win since March, so they're getting a bit desperate for a home win. I get all that. But I think what we got to try and remember is that this is kind of year 1 of a 3 or 4 year project. So we're not really, he hasn't even been there a year yet, has he? So I think we've got to remember that, he's building this team. They're a young team mostly, apart from the experience of Bogle up front, Will Digg, Deemy, Clark, Norman at the back, Townsend in goals. But a lot of the midfield is quite young, you got players like James Waite, who's only been playing League 2 football for 7 months.
Exactly.
You swear he's been playing it all his life. He has come on in leaps and bounds since January. He's one of our better players at the moment, I think. Will Evans has taken to League 2 like a duck to water. He looks really good on the left wing back, but he also looks equally as good up front. I thought he made a real difference when he came on last night. So he's another option. He's only going to get better over time the more he plays. We've talked about Sam Bowen. I think he's only going to get better and better as he plays more in this team. They've only played 5 games together, is it, including the League Cup? So
yeah.
You can't really judge a team after 5 games.
We beat Luton as well in the League Cup 3-2. Yeah. We come from behind 2-0 down to 2-2, and then we went on to win.
Yeah, well, it shows that spirit is there, isn't it? County fans say we fight to the end. Well, we showed that fight last night, and we showed it against Luton as well. So that's what gives me reasons to be optimistic. Do you know what I mean? It gives me hope, and that's, it's the hope that kills you in the end, I suppose. But I was really impressed, and like I said, I think the players are only going to get better. I think maybe when we spoke about it last night, walking up to I think we need another midfielder, because Will Digg's out, we don't know how long for. Wilmot's out, we don't know how long for. Maybe we need to get an experienced midfielder who can battle, a bit like Josh Labadie was. I think we need somebody like that in the middle as well.
But then I was saying to you and Chris on the way out, Simon Davis from Radio Wales, fantastic commentator.
Yeah, we were schmoozing with Radio Wales last night.
We were mixing up with the big leagues.
We were.
I was saying, this late into the transfer window, out there, you have to have an experienced midfielder in the Josh Labadie mould.
Yeah.
Who's out there?
Yeah, that's the thing.
With this late into the transfer window, there's about 2 weeks of it left. All your top free agents in that position would have been snapped up by now.
Yeah.
Do you get somebody in from the Premier League on loan?
Yeah, well, because that's it. I spoke about it, didn't I, on the last look back in Amber. I said, what happens if we get a few injuries? This squad looks a bit small to me, and that's exactly what's gone and happened over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we need to be going and getting active. I think, 2 weeks is a long time in the transfer window.
It is.
One thing I really liked about what Roby said in his press conference is he acknowledged the fans as well. And if you remember when we did an interview with James Robury and Gavin Foxall,
available on Spreaker.
Available on Spreaker at the moment. Yes, it's still there if you want to have a
social
listen.
media pages. If you.
He spoke about the importance of the fans when things aren't going so well. Like Chris said, the atmosphere was electric when those 2 goals went in. It was like, yeah.
Even you was up.
Even I jumped out of my seat because I was so happy that we got an equaliser.
That was the first thing that James Robury did in his press conference, is acknowledge the fans and say if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't come back to 2-2.
Yeah, and like you said, we've got to stick with them, and we've got to support them. It's There
was nearly 4,000 county fans in yesterday.
Yeah, on a wet Tuesday night.
On a wet Tuesday night, considering we've lost our last 7 now, at home in a row. That's still pretty good numbers, isn't it? Yeah,
because another thing, got to credit Chris Kerwin for his article in the Salford Argus. He said last season we only took 4 points against Sutton, Walsall, Bradford and Salford. We lost against Sutton and Salford, drew against Bradford and won against Walsall. So, yeah, we've taken 1 point at the moment. So, I can remember looking at the fixtures and I thought it's a tough start. And I think that's what it is at the moment. It's just a tough start. And the team needs to find its feet, and I think they'll be fine.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
Want to say a big thank you as well. Yesterday we held the bucket collection. It wasn't the best of weather, but big thank you for all those of you who donated your money. Every little helps. We know times are tough at the moment with the cost of living crisis, but thank you very much. Every penny, every little helps, to use a Tesco slogan, and it really does, doesn't it, Stephen?
Oh, absolutely. It's like you said, it's really good of people to give during these times. I mean, we are a community organisation. We don't get a lot of funding, so every little bit that we can raise helps.
Doesn't get easier though for Newport County.
No.
Saturday coming up now, we have Tranmere Rovers at home, a club supported by the mighty Ian Prowse, whose t-shirt you're representing tonight.
I'm representing Pele, as I so often do, because I got so many t-shirts. Yeah.
I think we've lost a couple of listeners now after that reference.
Who's Ian Prowse? Who? Not Darth Vader's son, is it? No relation whatsoever. Yeah.
But we will be back in the marquee with the other Old Request Disco on Saturday about 1:30. So make sure you're with us then. Me, Stephen and Chris will be once again in the Compede stand, calling the shots. Stephen, what's the score going to be?
It's not going to get any easier, is it? Yeah, so what's the score going to be? I think it's always difficult against Tranmere, isn't it? Do you know what? I'll take a 1-0 win.
Okay.
Yeah.
A scrappy 1-0 win.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Who's scoring? Yeah.
Omar Bogle again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he's good enough to fill the boots of Dom Telford?
I don't think you can compare the two of them, to be honest. They're totally different players. So.
Omar Bogle's a lot better, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. Who's Dom Telford? Never heard of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Omar Bogle is the best on earth.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
New Chan County fans listening out there, Omar Bogle is the best on earth. I think, in my humble opinion, I think we're going to win as well. I think things will slot into place. We can see it's there.
Yeah.
We're trying to play football the right way. We got the players. It worked last season.
Yeah.
We've made 9 signings so far over the summer. It's Robury's players. The database system, I think it works. Very stats orientated. I think we're going to win 2-1. I think we'll go 1-0 down. We'll score twice. I'm saying Bogle as well. Go on. I mentioned him earlier. Rob Street. I reckon he could come back.
Rob Street? Okay.
He doesn't even play for us.
Going left field there.
Most ball prediction I could ever make.
So he gets his international clearance.
Oh, yes. Oops. I'm just going to throw it out there. 2-1, Bogle and Street.
All right, no problem.
Well, we will catch you on the marquee at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon, and we will be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. for another all-new look back in amber here on Newport City Radio. For those of you who have tuned in late, the podcast will be available on Spreaker in the next couple of hours. We'll catch you next time.
Broadcasting in digital stereo, online, on your mobile phone, and on your home devices.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.